Boy, Grown Man Business TV, feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan, you know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in, so let's get right into it. Now, you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV, right? Time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency at all times. I know they got y'all here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that guala, that skrilla, that paper. You understand me, that moolah. But always keep in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy is the highest forms of currency at all times, my G. Time and energy. Now listen, man, big salute to everybody that's tapped into the channel. Big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that been in tune, that been locked into the channel, supporting the channel since day one. Y'all already know, y'all my day one investors. Also, big salute to all the new investors, all the new subscribers that are investing their time and their energy into the channel. We only growing organically, and we only going up, and it's constant elevation at all times, my G. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? We tapped in. Feel what I'm saying? We growing organically, and it's constant elevation. So let's get right into the situation now. You already see the thumbnail. Feel what I'm saying? You already see the thumbnail, and you already see the title to this live stream. You know, Diddy has settled. Diddy has settled out. You feel me? With the lawsuit between him and Cassie. He done cashed out. He done put the bag out there, you know, and he done, you know, big boss move with that. Big boss move, you know, undisclosed number. You feel me? He done put that to rest. We not gonna talk about that no more. Yeah. We gonna put you in a checkmate position. So he done cashed out. You feel what I'm saying? And is this a win when it comes to women? Is this a win or is this a loss? You know, you gotta ask yourself that. Is this a win or is this a loss? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But we coming at this thing from multiple different angles, my G. Multiple different angles. Now, the disclaimer, you already know how we do over here. Before we get into the situation, before we start chopping these angles up, I want to say here at Grown Man Business TV, we do not condone any physical, sexual, verbal abuse when it comes to women or men. Women or men. That doesn't just, you know, go for women. That goes for men as well that are going through abuse, you know, physical, verbal, mental. You understand me? Spiritual. We do not condone that in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But we here to chop game, and we here to give it up. And, you know, again, I've carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. I'm the only one in it. Now, let's start with this first angle. The first angle, is this a win or a loss for women? You know, this first angle is an important angle. I really want to address the females that watch this channel. I really want to address the grown women out there that's standing on business. You know, the females that are in tune with Grown Man Business. I want to address this situation and, you know, give me your thoughts on this. But from my perspective, it's a loss. It is an absolute loss. Now, did Cassie get cashed out? Yeah. Did Cassie get a bag? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it feels good when you get that money. But the principle behind the situation, you know, just like Big Worm said in Friday, man, it's about the principle of the situation. You know, and I feel like a lot of women, the majority of women, not all women, but the majority of women don't stand on principle. They don't stand on integrity. You know, they itemize themselves. You know, one thing for sure, two things for certain, man. Women put a price tag on themselves. You know, it's not about men, you know, treating you like a piece of meat. It's not about men X, Y, and Z. It's about women putting a price tag on their health, putting a price tag on their physical condition, putting a price tag on their relationships, putting a price tag on their heads. Now, what do you mean by that, Grown Man Business TV? Let's talk about it. You understand what I'm saying? Because these allegations, the allegations that Cassie made against Honeycomb, P. Diddy, but you know, here at Grown Man Business TV, we call him Honeycomb. The allegations were outrageous. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it was next level disgusting work, my G. The things that she said Puff Daddy, aka Honeycomb, did to her. You understand what I'm saying? And when you read through the paperwork, when you look at the situation, before you even get to the real meat and potatoes of the paperwork, it says on the paperwork that these allegations are triggering. It's a caution sign on the paperwork before you read it, because the allegations are so disgusting. But how disgusting are they if you can be paid out? Now, I gotta give it to you real. You know, you come here for the real. You don't come here for the sugar-coated, dressed up version of the situation. You come here for the real. I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. So when women, ask for a certain amount of respect, when women ask for a certain amount of, respect in this world, it's a reason why y'all don't get it. It's a reason why women have to fight and fight and fight to be looked at as equals, to be respected as equals. And one of the main reasons for that situation, one of the main reasons why women are not respected on the level they feel they should, is because deep down in our subconscious, deep down in our DNA, deep down in our psyche, we know you can be brought. Any female, for the most part, that you see walking around, that you see on TV, that you see on Insta, whatever, they can be brought. They have a price tag on their head. Some of them have a small price tag, and some of them have a huge, humongous price tag. But either way, it's a price tag. Now, with these allegations, she said that, Honeycomb broke into her house and he R-worded her. She said that Honeycomb beat her, physically abused her to where she had busted noses, busted lips, black eyes. He beat her until she looked like a raccoon. You understand? I mean, he tinted the eyes to the soul. Honeycomb tinted the windows to the soul, and she said this. You understand what I'm saying? She said that he was attacking her friends. She said a lot of things about Honeycomb. She said that Honeycomb had her doing something called the freak time, the freak off. The freak off. And when he wanted to have a freak off with Cassie, he would make Cassie go find, male entertainers. I'm talking about, the male entertainers. And anytime and every time he wanted to have a freak off, he would have one of these male entertainers just ramshack Cassie. You understand what I'm saying? Like, get her in there. Hey, we about to have a freak off. Go find one. And he would watch this dude ravage Cassie. All of these are allegations that she made towards Honeycomb. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, no matter what he did, there is a price tag on that. It's a price tag on it. So this man R-worded you, he beat you up. This man did all of these things, and you're willing to sign the NDA and take cash payout to never speak about it again. This is a big loss. This is a big L for women. You understand what I'm saying? And when you come to Grown Man Business TV, I'm going to just give it to you real. This is a big L. This is not a win. This is not a W. If you go through these type of altercations with a lover, you understand what I'm saying? And it really damaged you, you should be willing and able to take it to trial. You should be willing and able to press charges to the furthest extent of the law. You understand what I'm saying? And that's one of the big differences between grown men that stand on grown man business and women. Women can be paid off. Women can be brought. A man that stands on grown man business, there's no way you'd be able to do those things to a grown man. Break into his house and R-word this man, beat this man. You understand what I'm saying? And think that he's going to let you pay him out. It don't work like that. It don't work like that in the real world. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at Puffy, when you look at Honeycomb, and you understand that he cashed out, that was a check. That was the biggest chess move right there. That was a checkmate. Honeycomb checkmated Cassie. If it was 30 million, if it was 20 million, if it was 10 million, he paid it out to shut you up. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. See, a lot of the times, you got to understand something. You can apply this to all women for the most part. Not all women, but the majority of women. Let me correct that. Not all women, but the majority of women. Rich women, middle-class women, and poor women. You understand? Let me give you a prime example. Your baby mother. We all got one of those baby mamas that cry about money. Always complaining about, money. They need money. They need more money. They always broke. You understand me? And they always running off at the mouth. You go in your pocket and you pull that money out and you bust that money down, that'll shut your baby mama up. You dealing with these females, they running off at the mouth. They got so much to say. You ain't nothing. You a dog. You a deadbeat dad. You a abuser. You're X, Y, and Z. But as soon as you reach in your pocket and pull that money out, that same female will shut her mouth and fall in place. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You know, I had to break this down because there's nobody giving y'all the real. Women have price tags, and it's not due to men. Women have itemized themselves. Literally, they have itemized themselves. They have put price tags on their own head. And to each man, whoever he is that wants to pay that price, he's gonna do what he wanna do after he pays that price. When I go to a car lot and I buy that car and I cash out on that car, I'm going to drive it however I feel fit. And there's nobody that's going to be able to tell me otherwise because I paid for that car. That's how you got to look at the majority of these women. Cassie is no different. Cassie is no different. Cassie came out. She pulled at the heartstrings of the people. You understand me? She pulled at the heartstrings of grown men that stand on grown man business. She pulled at the heartstrings of women that went through these certain situations. And as soon as Diddy pulled out that checkbook, she shut her mouth up. She closed her mouth. So one thing for sure, two things for certain. If you're not standing on integrity, if you're not standing on principles, if you can be brought, we have no respect for you. We have no respect for your situation. We have no respect for the hurt and the harm that you go through. You feel what I'm saying? Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But the majority of these women can be brought, my G. Keep that in the front of your mental Rolodex. All of the grown men standing on grown man business, the young boys out there, the old men, always understand that you're looking at this female and she can be brought, G. Yeah. You should turn to your girlfriend, turn to your wife, turn to your baby mama and say, what's the price? What's the price to shut you the fuck up? I want you to shut your mouth. How much it's gonna cost? I don't care. I don't want to talk about what you feel like I did to you. I don't want to talk about the damage that you say you have went through and all of the physical and mental and spiritual abuse that you claim you went through. What's the cost to shut your mouth up? Yeah, this is grown man business. Now, again, you walk into a grown man's house, you violate him, there's no amount of money you're going to be able to pay to get out that situation. You understand what I'm saying? You take a grown man through the ringer, there's no amount of money you're going to be able to pay to get out of that situation. But when it comes to these women, the majority, not all, but the majority, they can be brought, my G. They have itemized themselves. They all have a price tag on their head. And if you can figure out what the right amount is, you can do exactly what you want to do. Is what it is, my G. You got to stand on business at all times. Ask yourself this question. Cassie was dealing with old Honeycomb. She said Honeycomb R-worded her, but she never left Honeycomb. She said Honeycomb would beat her, black out her eyes, bust her lip, bust her nose. He would do all these horrendous things to her, but she would not leave Honeycomb. You got to understand something. Honeycomb was paying the price. Honeycomb was paying the price. Cassie was a grown woman that had ample opportunity to say, I'm not dealing with this no more. I don't want to be involved with this no more. I don't want this. And she could have left. She had ample opportunity to leave the situation, but she stayed. She stayed in the situation willingly, and now she's playing victim. You understand me? And then why is she playing victim? Well, she's playing victim for the cash out. She's playing victim so she can get that bag. That apartment is getting a little tight. Her Caucasian husband and her Caucasian children, the apartment is too small. The villa, the condo, the studio apartment is too small. And you start reminiscing on that big estate that you lived on with old Honeycomb. You start reminiscing when Honeycomb was paying for your bills and Honeycomb was paying for your car note and Honeycomb was cashing out. because he paid for you. You was an item in his life, and he paid for you. So he was willing and able to do exactly what he wanted to do. Women, for the most part, not all women, but women will play victim until you pull that money out. Your baby mama, your girlfriend, your wife, X, Y, and Z. If you pull that money out, they will shut the fuck up, homie. They will shut their mouths, and they will fall back into a child's place. This is what separates the grown men from the women. This is what separates the grown men from everybody. We are the top of the mountain, my G. We are the top of the mountain. Bill Cosby, everybody. They get paid out and they shut the hell up. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But it's disgusting work, Cassie. I got to say, it is absolutely disgusting work watching that stunt that you pulled. Now, do what you got to do to get your money. Get the bag, because, you know, that's the whole thing with this new modern day women, is to go out there and get the bag by any means. Sell your soul. You sold your soul. Cassie sold her soul. Oh, it's not just the Puff Daddies. It's not just the Jay-Z's. I mean, it's every level of this. Cassie sold her soul for the money. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. And that money will, in due time, run out. Then what? Now, before I get to another angle, before I leave this angle right here for you to indulge in, for you to, you know, comprehend and double back and get the word. Diddy's a smart man. I'm gonna call him Diddy when I speak about this, because over here we call him Honeycomb. But right now, Diddy is a smart man. You got to know one thing for sure, two things for certain. Diddy didn't sign that check without putting the NDA right there. So you thought you was gonna write a tell-all book. You thought you was gonna write a tell-all book about what Diddy Honeycomb was doing to you. Oh, no, you're not gonna write a tell-all book. You're gonna take this money, you're gonna sign this NDA, and you're gonna shut your mouth up. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You're gonna sign this NDA. You want this money? We're gonna settle out. Don't worry, I'm gonna cash out for you. But you're gonna sign this NDA, and you'll never speak publicly about this again. So how damaged are you? How hurt are you? Cassie, these women ain't hurt. They just broke. I gotta put it out there. They're not hurt. They're not damaged. They're not victims. They're just broke. And if you are a man that has resources, if you are a man that has money, you can have your way with these women. You can have your way with these women. You can have freak fests with these women. You can have orgies with these women. You can beat these women. You can break in their house and R-word these women. You can do exactly what you want to do as long as the money is right. Yeah. I'm sorry to you know, give it to you in a way that I'm sure you don't want to hear it when it come to these women. When it come to women, y'all, for the most part, can be brought. Pay for y'all. Take this money, sign an NDA, and shut your mouth. You and your little husband go live happily ever after, but don't ever speak on this again. Shut your mouth. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, my G. You know, had to speak on it, man. Had to double back and give y'all this game, because not even 24 hours after the allegations were made, Cassie settled out of court. If a man was beating you like that, wouldn't you want him to do jail time? If a man was R-wording you, if he was forcing you into sexual activities with other men, wouldn't you want him to fall and push the law to the furthest extent? Oh, no, you just broke. You need a bag. You need some money. Why you ain't say that in the first place, Cassie? We could have dodged all of this media attention. We could have did this all behind closed door. You just need some money. You willing to out because when you can see past the smoke and mirrors, you gotta know. Cassie could have left at any time she wanted to. So was Honeycomb really forcing you into these sexual activities with these other men, or is that how you get down? See, if you ask me, that's how Cassie got down. Cassie was willing to do any and everything to be with Diddy. She was willing to do any and everything to be near that money. And when the well ran dry, when the money was gone and was no longer, you got to do what you got to do. Is what it is, my G. Cassie is disgusting work, shorty. It's disgusting work. Now, yeah, you got a bag. You got 30 million. I got to salute that. You got the bag out of homie. But we don't respect you. We don't believe you. You need more people. You need more people. We don't believe you, Cassie. We don't believe that you're not a victim. We don't feel sorry for you. You should have just asked for the money and got out of there. That's what you should have did. We would have respected you more to drop that tell-all book. Tell us what really went down and made the money on your own. But we understand one thing for sure, two things for certain. You're broke, you was broke, and you needed that paper, and you got it. So, to everybody that's in the DM, to everybody tapping in with Grown Man Business TV saying, yo, she went through a lot and she's damaged and she's a victim. You don't run that BS past me. I can see past the smoke in the mirrors. I done pulled the curtain to the side. I know what's going on back there, backstage. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But just say that you needed some money, shorty. And it's not just Cassie, it's the majority of women out here. Y'all are broke. I'ma leave y'all with this when it come to this angle. When it come to anybody, your girlfriend, your wife, your baby mama, your bitter baby mama that's always bitching about money, your bitter baby mama that's always talking about child support and X, Y, and Z. Pull that money out and they'll shut their mouths right up. That's why that's why y'all don't get the respect y'all feel like y'all deserve, because y'all don't deserve it. Y'all want some money. And if we are able to give y'all the money to shut y'all up, trust me, we will give y'all the money to shut you up. Is what it is, my G. You tapped into the realest on YouTube. I've carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. I'm the only one in it. So the next time you see a female complaining about what a man did to her, the next time you see a female playing victim, crying wolf, the next time you see a female talking about 1, 2, 3, all of the things that she's been through in a relationship, just understand that she's probably going broke or she's already broke and it's a money grab. You scream the R word, I don't believe you, shorty. You trying to get some money. Unless you take it to trial and you convict this man of the crimes that he committed against you, we don't want to hear it anymore. We don't want to hear it anymore. And any time that it comes into the media and I see it, I'm going to talk down on it. I'm going to talk down on it, shorty. I don't care what you've been through. If you went through it, then you chose to go through it. If you went through it, then you stayed with that man and you chose to go through it. Take accountability. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Accountability is like kryptonite when it comes to women. Accountability is like kryptonite when it comes to these women. They don't want to take accountability. They want to play victim. They don't want your money. They want your money, everything you work for, everything that you put in slave for, you blood, sweat, and tears, they want that. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, I had to throw that out there, but we going to double back about honeycomb. See, a lot of people are in the DMs, man. Big salute to everybody that's in the DMs. And they asking Big G and BTV, why is this happening? What's going on? Like, what do you think? What is your perspective? What are your thoughts on everything that's taking place with old honeycomb? And what I got to make you understand is that Diddy is in a cold war right now with the higher-ups and the elites. What is that, GMB TV? What is a cold war? Well, that's where, you got one country going against the next country, but they're not talking out loud about the real issues. We all just know that there's a war going on outside. There's a war going on outside that no man is safe from, but they're not really telling you the particulars. Nobody's talking about it, but it's a war going on outside. Diddy is Diddy is at war right now. Old Honeycomb is at war right now with the higher-ups and the elites. And what do let's get a little deeper into the higher-ups and the elites. Everything was all good when Diddy was pushing Ciroc on the community. Everything was all good when we all believed that Diddy owned Ciroc and Diddy owned Deleon, and he was getting all of this money through pushing and promoting this liquor to the urban community. It was all good just a week ago. But Diddy, he broke the code. Now, when he broke the code, he's been doing this for years. Diddy's been breaking the code and he's been doing a lot of things for years, but also Diddy has been leading young black men to the LBG 123 ABC community. Diddy has been pushing alcohol, keeping the majority of us, alcoholics, drunk, intoxicated, inebriated. Diddy has been doing this for years. So he's been, satisfying the higher ups and the elites. But when Diddy filed that lawsuit against those Russians that own Ciroc, yeah, whoo. Do you listen? Diddy filed a lawsuit against those Russians that own Ciroc. See, they made everybody think that Diddy was an owner. They made everybody think that Diddy was doing big things, but Diddy is a worker. Yeah. He's making millions of dollars, but he's still a worker. If Diddy is making millions of dollars, those Russians were making billions of dollars. You understand? And that's what I'm saying, the Cold War. A lot of people have forgotten that Diddy has an open lawsuit against those Russians when it comes to that liquor and that money. Diddy's been a worker. Diddy is a puppet. Honeycomb is a full-on elite puppet. And in Honeycomb, he came to the higher ups and the elites and he said, you know what? I've been pushing Ciroc on my people for years now. We done made a lot of money pushing Ciroc on the urban community. And before I even say that, what you got to understand is when you go into certain bars, when you go into certain communities, they don't sell Ciroc. They don't sell Ciroc when you go into these country Bama bars, when you go into these Caucasian bars, when you go into these Asian bars, when you go into these other establishments, they don't sell Ciroc. They don't have a vast variety of Ciroc product for y'all to drink. But when you come to the club, when you come to the urban community, when you come where black people are, you got 5 different shades of Ciroc. You got the vanilla Ciroc, you got the pineapple Ciroc, you got the cherry Ciroc, you got the blue dot, all different types of Ciroc. So Diddy said, listen, I've been pushing Ciroc on my people for a long time. I done made y'all billions of dollars out of the urban community. Out of all of these poor people, I done got y'all billions of dollars. I want to be a part owner of Ciroc finally. My people think that I own Ciroc. I want a percentage. I want to get in bed with the higher ups and the elites. I want billions of dollars when it comes to this Ciroc. And the higher ups and the elites said, nah, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? You will not create that type of generational wealth. You will not get in bed with the what? Yeah. Oh, Honeycomb, we know you've been, lying to your own people. We know you was willing to sacrifice your soul to get in bed and get money with us, but the generational wealth, you will not have that. You will not have that. That's where Honeycomb and the Russians, that's where they split ways. That's where the issue came in at. When Diddy tried to use his leverage on selling Ciroc to black people and he tried to get a percentage, he tried to become part owner. He really wanted to be an owner. Now it's time to put you back in your place. I told y'all the higher ups and the elites are going to build you up as high as they can get you. They're going to make you as big as they can get you. They're going to put you at the top of the mountain when it comes to the urban community. Because we all looking up at P. Diddy. We all looking up at Jay-Z. We all looking up at these puppets. But really, they're far from the higher ups. They're far from the top of the mountain. It's an illusion. It's smoke and it's mirrors. You understand me? So now that Diddy is trying to pull rank. Now that Diddy wants his real share of the funds and the wealth, and he wants that liquor money. They cut ties with Puffy. They cut ties with old Honeycomb. And here we are. Ever since Sean Diddy Combs, ever since Honeycomb opened up that lawsuit with those Russians, with the higher ups and the elites, it been downhill from there. It been a decline. He been at a downhill spiral, and it's not going to stop here. It's not going. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Jay-Z got $1 billion or two. Diddy is a billionaire. But you put that money next to those Russians, you put that little money next to those Iranians and those Muslims and those oil field owners, and they got pennies. Those dudes laugh at Sean Combs' money. Those dudes laugh at Jay-Z money. Those dudes laugh at Beyonce money. See, again, you only come here for the real. So when I tap in with y'all, I gotta give it to you how I said I'm gonna give it to you. I've carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. I'm the only one in it. So chess move right now. Diddy said, you know what? I gotta pay Cassie out. I need to wipe this and sweep this under the rug. I still got a chance. I still got a chance. But I gotta get Cassie out the way. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, the humiliation rituals will not stop. This is a snowball effect. This is a snowball effect, because before they really take Diddy through the ringer, before they really take Honeycomb and they really put the cuffs on him and really shake him up, they got to drain his pockets. And it don't take much for the higher ups and the elites to drain that little billion. You see what they did to Kanye West. Turn you from a billionaire to a 500 millionaire in 24 hours. 24 hours, my G. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. If Diddy was to close that lawsuit right now, we wouldn't hear anything else. We wouldn't hear anything else. You think that they're going to let Sean Honeycombs get that type of generational wealth? That's the difference in the two. That's the separation, my G. We look at Beyonce and we look at Jay-Z, and we think they the top of the mountain. Man, they not even halfway at the top of the mountain. Yeah, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But Sean Honeycomb is in hot water right now. He's in hot water right now. You understand what I'm saying? And I had to break down what's going on with the higher ups and the elites before I get into this next angle. I had to break that down before I step into this next angle, because, again, Diddy is in a cold war with those Russians. Diddy is in a cold war with the higher ups and the elites. And the more they drain his pockets, the harder it's going to be for him to go the full distance of this lawsuit. He's going to have to settle out. He's going to have to bow out gracefully. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, this last angle right here, my G's, because I'm not going to stay long. I got some business to handle. You know, I got some things I got to do. It's grown man business at all times, even on the weekends. Even on the weekends, my G. So, this last angle, the snowball effect. That's what I'm going to call this last angle. It's called the snowball effect. Now, Cassie has opened the door to show everybody that all they got to do is press Diddy, press Honeycomb just a little bit, and that honey is going to spill out. All you got to do is press Honeycomb just a little bit, and that honey is going to spill out. Cassie has showed the world. Cassie has showed everybody that has had bad situations with Honeycomb that all you got to do is slander his name a little bit, and he will cash out. So one thing for sure, two things for certain, what you got to understand is there are going to be more women that are going to come out. There are going to be more artists. There are going to be more people that have done business, that have rubbed shoulders, that have had these sexual encounters with old Honeycomb that are going to come out. They're going to come out the woodworks. Oh, It's inevitable. It's the big money grab. Oh, listen. It's the big money grab. And I told y'all that these women are reaching for this money. These women are broken. When they see an opportunity to get their hands on a bag, they will do anything. Anything. So Diddy needs to take this small victory with Cassie, double down and get his ducks in order. Double down and get his ducks in order because they shooting. They are shooting at the head of old Honeycomb. And they not going to stop, my G. They not going to stop. We all look at old Honeycomb and we think that, nah, it's an illusion. It's a mirage. It's smoke and mirrors. It is not real, my G. It is not real. Now listen, man, let me tap in with the chat. Salute to everybody that's tuned in. You know, we only going up, my G. Constant elevation. Constant elevation. I want to say this before I even get in the chat, right? One thing about my channel is I've always exposed the higher ups and the elites. I got a little bit of inside knowledge. I got a little bit of inside information when it comes to the industry, when it comes to these artists, when it comes to these record execs, when it comes to the higher ups and the elites. I know a little something. But with this Cassie situation, it just really made me understand how much we do not know about these artists, my G. I mean, how much dirt in the dark madness that they have done that we don't know about, man. You know, we speak on these parties, we speak on some of the things that they do. But unless you have been in the same room, we can't believe how far it gets taken with the higher ups and the elites and these rituals and these sexual acts that take place. Because in the paperwork, Cassie talks about, you know, the freak off. Cassie said, now, when you think about Cassie, man, it was almost hard to really believe that this was happening, but Diddy would do freak offs with Cassie where he would have male entertainers ramshack. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Pummel. I mean, shove D and Cassie. I'm talking about doggy smashing Cassie. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine that, man. Imagine the things that these entertainers do behind closed doors that in due time have to be exposed. You know, Young Miami said that she likes to get pissed on. She likes golden showers. Something I knew nothing about, my G. I did not know that women like to get golden showers, that they want and prefer to be pissed on. I didn't know anything about that. You know, I didn't know that these women eat ass like Suki Hana. I didn't know that. I didn't know the extent, the full extent. You understand how far these parties go, how far these women go. And this Cassie situation really opened my eyes to, you know, because reading through the paperwork, I was disgusted, my G. Like I don't understand how this, well, I guess I do because, you know, he's a Caucasian male, would even marry and have babies with Cassie after finding out the things she was doing for money. The things that she was doing for old Honeycomb is, I mean, it's hard to comprehend, my G. It is really hard to believe and hard to comprehend. But like I say, and like I've always said, man, it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface, my G. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface. And I mean, over here, you know, on this YouTube and on these apps, we are merely scratching the surface at the extent of the things that take place at these parties. You know, it made me think about Lil Baby. It made me think about Lil Baby at that all-white party with 4 pockets full of cock because he had a guy in the back shoving cock in his back pockets. He had a guy in the front shoving cock in his front pockets. It really made me think about Lil Baby. Now again, men is no amount of money you could pay us to expose those things, but women will take a bag and they'll degrade themselves and they'll itemize themselves. But Lil Baby has taken 4 pockets full allegedly. And looking at that picture of Lil Baby at that all-white party, you know, he was smiling so big you could see his molars in the back. He was smiling so big you could see all his teeth. And it always, and it really made sense why he calls his entertainment company, his record label, 4 pockets full, because Little Baby literally had 4 pockets full of cock, that is. Eggplant. His back pockets were full of eggplant. I mean, homie had a stiff one in his back pockets, and he had a stiff one in his front pockets. And you know, these things are coming to the light. I can't even say allegedly. Lil Baby, I seen the photos. It made me think about Meek Mills, you know, bunny hopping at the higher ups in the elites tennis courts and their private estates. It made me think about bunny hopping Meek, you know, when Diddy was calling him daddy. Again, a lot of y'all come here to be educated. A lot of y'all come here for the game and the knowledge I'm gonna give you on whatever topic that I'm speaking on. But I gotta say, I was enlightened this weekend. I was enlightened with this whole situation with Cassie and old Honeycomb. The industry is wicked, my G. It's wicked. Now, when you see Diddy looking at Fabulous and he's telling Fabulous, I want to party with you. I want to party. No, we didn't party for real, Fab. That last time wasn't a real party. I'm thinking about the freak-offs that he was having with Cassie. Well, maybe that's what Honeycomb really meant when he was saying that he wanted to party. What he really meant to say is, I want to have a freak-off with you, old Fab. Fabolous. I want to have a freak-off. I got some male entertainers that's going to freak you off and we going to party. When he asked DJ Academics to come to that party in London, I'm sure that's what he meant. It's a freak off. When you see a bunny hopping Meek and Honeycomb wearing matching shirts. When you see a bunny hopping Meek Mill, you see bunny hopping Meek Mill at Honeycomb's mansion. The day after one of those freak-offs, and he looks winded. He looks exhausted. He's in the pool, and he looks so tired. And Honeycomb says, you like that, daddy? Don't you like that, daddy? Then he's calling Meek Mill's daddy. I understand now. I understand now. And you ain't going to hear nobody saying this. You're not going to hear none of these content creators telling y'all that Lil Baby had 4 pockets full. Lil Baby had what? Lil Baby was 4 PF for real. Lil Baby is 4 PF for real. And see, Cassie really exposed old Honeycomb. This don't just go for his girlfriends. This don't just go for the women in his life. This applies to the men in his life. This applies to the men that deal with old Honeycomb like Cassie was dealing with Honeycomb. So when you put 2 and 2 together, then you can see clearly. When you move the smoke in the mirrors, you can see clearly. Yeah, you can see clearly. Oh, you get P. Diddy, Sean Diddy, a.k.a. Honeycombs, and you let him break. You let him groom Meek Mills. You let him groom, a Lil Baby, 4 PF. You let him groom Young Miami. And after Honeycombs get done with a Young Miami, yeah, now we can pee on her. Yeah, we can urinate. You ever heard that? Now we can urinate. That's the proper and politically correct term for what Young Miami likes to do. She likes to get urinated on. After getting with P. Diddy, Honeycomb, it's golden showers. Now, Diddy is the groomer. He is the gatekeeper to get to the next level. So after Honeycomb get his hands on a Lil Baby, that's why Lil Baby felt so comfortable taking that picture. That's why Lil Baby felt so comfortable having 4 pockets full of cock, because he been hanging with old Honeycomb for the last 2-3 years. He has been groomed and he has been worked into submission. This is why I don't want anything to do with the industry. This is why I do what I do, and I do what I do best. You understand? This is why I came to YouTube. This is why I came to this app. This is why I started this platform, because I made sure I had everything in place before I came to y'all. I'm not one of the content creators that can be brought. I'm not one of the content creators that are compromised, like a DJ Academics, like a Zip with the Drip. Huh? These content creators have been compromised because these content creators are up next. That's why Honeycomb invited DJ Academics to that party, because he felt like DJ Academics was ready to be groomed. Yeah. Honeycomb saw DJ Academics start crying when Saucy Santana said what he was gonna do to him. Yeah, when Saucy Santana said he was gonna knock DJ Academics out and he was gonna take full advantage. Yeah. He was gonna, he was gonna, huh? I gotta be careful how I speak up here. I gotta find, strategic ways to articulate what they was talking about. But we all heard Saucy Santana say that he was gonna take full advantage of DJ Academics, and DJ Academics, he cried. Now he didn't go into his, the privacy of his own home and cry. He didn't go into the closet. He didn't go into the bathroom. He didn't get in the shower and shed tears. DJ Academics got on live and he cried. And he expressed how distraught he was over that situation. And you got to understand something. Honeycomb was watching. Honeycomb was watching. And he thought that, it's time, but it ain't time. DJ Academics wasn't willing to take it all the way through. DJ Academics has walked through the door, but he wasn't willing to take it all the way through just yet. I wouldn't be surprised if, a Honeycomb offers a Zip with the Drip a nice little bag to bust them cheeks open, to compromise him. Ask yourself this question. I don't care if you are, my girlfriend's best. I don't care if you my girlfriend's, homie. Why is Saucy Santana so close to Honeycomb? Ooh. Why is Saucy Santana at all the parties with Honeycomb? Huh? You better know something. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Young Miami, yeah. She's probably in position that she has signed the NDA. Saucy Santana has signed the NDA. The things that they have done won't make it to the light of day without them being sued. You got to understand something. Listen, allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, because you gotta protect yourself when it comes to these things. You have to be cautious on how you move with these things. But Diddy and Saucy, you already know they done put work in together. You can take that how you want to take it. But I don't care what nobody say. Diddy and Saucy Santana have done what they've done to do. The situation with Cassie, ain't no pause in that, my G. Weezy, it ain't no pause in that. When you look at the situation with Cassie, and you look through the smoke and mirrors, and you apply this situation with Cassie to everybody that done partied with P. Diddy, with everybody that done got down with Honeycomb, it's easy to see. I'm just one of the ones that's gonna open your eyes. I'm one of the ones that's gonna cut the blower on and get all the smoke and mirrors out the way so you can see clearly. Think about the things that Cassie said about her encounters, her relationship with Honeycomb. Now apply that to Meeky Mills. Apply that to Bunny Hoppin' Meek. Apply that to Lil Baby, 4 pockets full Lil Baby. Apply it to him. Apply it to Young Miami. Apply it to Saucy Santana. Apply it to Danny D. Kane. Apply it to Day 26. I mean, I could go down a list. Apply it to making the band. You remember Freddie Kane or Freddie P from making the band? He went crazy. He went from being one of the nicest rappers in the group to going crazy from the experiences that he had with old Honeycomb. You gotta understand, why would Honeycomb pay that money out so fast? It's not just because he wanted to shut up Cassie. It's because when you have the real ones looking into the situation and you apply that situation with Cassie to everybody else, it's clear to see. Why would Meeky Mills let Honeycomb call him daddy? Why would Meeky Mills be bunny hopping on a golf course or tennis course? Why would he be doing this? Who is introducing these young rappers, these young entertainers, these young urban entertainers to this lifestyle? Who's doing it? Yeah, let's talk about that, Mike. Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi went from cutting Cassie to cutting Frank Ocean. Ooh. Kid Cudi went from cutting Cassie to cutting Frank Ocean. Kid Cudi went from the man on the moon to the man in the full-on dress. How did that happen? Ooh. Kid Cudi's a full-blown saucy Santana right now. Kid Cudi is a full-blown saucy Santana. He went from the man on the moon to the man in the dress. He went from cutting Cassie to having his car blown up in his driveway. He went from a backpacker to having MAC makeup on his face and eyeliner and lip gloss. Yeah. His lip gloss is popping. Yeah. Kid Cudi milkshake keep all the boys in the yard. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But it's deeper than rap. He blew his car up. He blew his car up, and I'm sure they partied. Whew. I'm sure that after he blew up that car, that they partied. Freak off. That's what Diddy calls them. That's what Honeycomb calls it. He calls it a freak off. Y'all, everybody that's in tune with the channel, go look at the paperwork between Diddy and Cassie. He called it a freak off. And anytime he would get aroused, he'd tell Cassie, we having a freak off tonight. Woo. I mean, the paperwork is disturbing. It's disgusting work. So you think that he was only having freak offs with Cassie. Think about this. In the paperwork, it shows and it proves that Diddy was addicted to these freak offs. It got to the point where he didn't want to have sexual intercourse with Cassie anymore. It was only the freak offs. And now you got Meek Mill spending the night. Now you got Lil Baby with 4 pockets full. Now you got the man on the moon wearing a dress. Yeah. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Now, again, I said that was the last angle, but my wheels are always turning. It's always red flags all over the field. So we're going to keep going for right now. Diddy has been doing this for a long time. Honeycomb had Transformers in the Biggie Smalls videos. I'm talking about in the early 90s. Honeycomb was in tune with Transformers before we knew what a Transformer was, homie. You know, we didn't know we didn't know anything about Transformers back in the early 90s, homie. Diddy and Honeycomb, he been in tune with the Transformers. So he been leading young boys to the hellfire for a long time. Anybody that's about to drop a tell-all book about Honeycomb, they either end up in the grave, they end up having a stroke, or they end up signing the NDA. I'm going to say that one more time. And I know they say I repeat myself, but this is how I give the game up. Anybody that has been in position to write a tell-all book about honeycomb, they either end up in the grave or they end up, having a stroke, or they end up signing an NDA and getting cashed out so they can never talk about it again. Kim Porter. Kim Porter said that she caught honeycomb giving Andre Arell fellatio, dropping that neck, doing his thing, earning his stripes. Heavy D, he was about to drop a tell-all book. Al B. Shaw was about to drop a tell-all book, and he had a stroke, and he's never been the same. Cassie was about to drop a tell-all book. One thing for sure, two things for certain. There's nowhere to hide, honeycomb. There's no amount of money that you'll be able to pay to run from the actions, to run from the things that you've done. There's no beating this. There's no way out, homie. You're gonna have to bow out gracefully. You're gonna have to get worked into submission. I told y'all already. The higher ups in the elites, those Russians, they got Diddy in a trick bag. They got one leg and one leg out. Diddy got one leg in the trick bag and he got one leg out the trick bag. And they working Diddy into that trick bag. They working them in. Slowly but surely, they getting them all the way in. They gonna wrap that trick bag up and they gonna tie the knot. They're going to wrap that trick bag up and they're going to tie the knot. And in due time, all the secrets will be exposed. There is no running from this. Yeah. Entertainment, music, the Hollywood, the movie industry. Those were the portals for a long time. The only place you're ever going to be able to go from here on out to get the real, the absolute 100% realness is Grown Man Business TV in this YouTube app. This YouTube app allows us to give y'all the real, and that's why we so powerful. That's why my voice is more powerful than CNN. That's why my voice is more powerful than Fox News. My voice is more powerful than Charlamagne and DJ Envy on the Breakfast Club playing butt tag every morning. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. I gotta give it to you absolutely real. So when you look at honeycomb, I done broke that down for y'all. I done told y'all what to look at. I done told y'all how to approach the situation. I done gave y'all an hour of power when it come to what's going on with honeycomb and what's going on in the industry right now as we speak. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Let's, I'm gonna see what's going on in the chat, man. Exactly. Patricia, you're 100% right. That's why I make it a point to say not all women. You understand? Not all men. Not all this. Not all that. It's the majority though. It's the majority of these women that will, they don't stand on business. They don't stand on integrity. They don't stand on morals. Those things have been thrown out the window. When I was growing up, the grown men that stood on grown man business, they made sure to let you know, all money ain't good money. Do y'all remember that term? I'm sure you haven't heard it in a long time, because in this day and age, they have tricked y'all and they have brainwashed y'all to think that all money is good money. As long as you get the bag, it's okay. It don't matter what you did to get the bag. It don't matter, it don't matter. It don't matter what you went through to get the bag. But when I was coming up, all money ain't good money was the motto. All money is not good money was something that, those was words to live by. Salute to all the new investors, my G. We definitely going up. We just crossed over 16,000 subscribers. So it's a lot of new investors in the building. It's a lot of new, subscribers in the building. And I wanted to make my last two lives addressing these situations powerful for the new subscribers. My day one investors, they've been invested for a long time. They've been investing time and energy for a long time. So my new subscribers, y'all new to the game, y'all new to the situation. So I gotta break it down for y'all. I gotta give y'all the real. I gotta give y'all the truth. And then at the same time on giving y'all the truth, let y'all know when I say investors, I'm talking about investing your time and your energy. We don't ask for cash apps. We don't ask for none of that over here. We not, that's not the channel for that. You know what I'm saying? We doing all right over here. So it's time and energy, because your time and your energy is more valuable than any dollar bill you can present. If you invest in your time and your energy, that's more powerful than any dollar you can present to the situation. You understand what I'm saying? So when you tune in, when y'all comment under the comment section, when y'all hit the subscribe button, when y'all hit the like button, when y'all are just in the live chat doing y'all thing, when y'all double back and watch the videos, that's all we need over here. See, grown man business can't be compromised for money. I've had the opportunities. I've been offered certain things since I started this channel. I've had certain DMs, my G. I've been in tune with certain celebrities, certain blue, them blue checks. They be in the DMs and let's X, Y, and Z. And for the most part, I turn each and every one of them down, because there's no way that you're gonna get Grown Man Business TV to compromise. That's what make this feel so good. That's why I do it. I don't do it for the numbers. I don't do it for the YouTube check. I do it because I'm one of the few channels that have not been compromised. I'm one of the few channels that can get up here and talk about honeycomb how I want to talk about honeycomb. And if I articulate myself in the right manner, I ain't got to worry about lawsuits like Tasha K. Everybody's scared to talk about Cardi B, but I'm gonna talk about Cardi B. I think one of my next few live streams is gonna be about Cardi B, telling the world that she drugged and she robbed men in those hotel rooms back when she was a stripper. See, the difference between me and Tasha K is that I know how to articulate myself to the highest level. I understand this game. I learned this thing with YouTube. I understand how to articulate myself to the highest level. So everything that she said, everything that she put out there when it comes to Cardi B, I'm going to give the grown man business perspective on that. I'm going to give the grown man business thought process on that. And there will be nothing that a Cardi B can do. There will be nothing that a Cardi B can do to my channel, do to anything when it comes to that. Because, the proof is in the pudding. You said it out your own mouth. You understand what I'm saying? You put the information out there for content creators to be able to elaborate on, for content creators to be able to dissect. And you got to just know how to do this. Big salute to Tasha K, man. I like her channel. Listen. That last interview that Tasha K did, the joint she did last night, was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. It was prime time television. And I'm talking about the interview between Tasha K and Will Smith's best friend, his ex-best friend. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal, my G. And that's what kind of prompted me to want to tap in with Cardi B and tap in with a few other of these. Yeah. We gonna do that. We gonna do that. Solo. Solo. Facts. Y'all, everybody in the live, double back, man. I just did I posted a short. I think I did it last night. I mean, it might be at about like 3,000 views already, maybe 2,500 views on the short. But yeah, less than 24 hours. Less than 24 hours. Because the allegations. Now, mind you, if he would have took it to trial, or if Cassie would have denied that settlement and took it further and pressed it to the furthest extent of the law, we would have got a lot more. because they have to debrief. They have to really break down these situations. And then we would have started getting names. We would have started getting all kind of real information about these parties and about the situations and the things that she saw. So when you say he settled in less than 24 hours, you got to understand what was at stake. I mean, the information that we got in the paperwork was already out of this world, my G. Like, I read the paperwork, and like I said, man, it really made me understand that, whew, it's a lot that we don't. I mean, we couldn't. The things that they do, you can't even really fathom, bro, unless you one of them sick type of people. You understand? You really can't even really wrap your mind around the things that they do. And if he would not have settled with this lady for whatever lump sum of money that he settled with, we would have got a lot more information. And that would have been the end of Honeycomb. You know, it would have been the end, the absolute end of Honeycomb. Now, again, she decided to be there for that. She made grown women decisions when she stayed with Honeycomb. Nobody forced her to stay with Honeycomb. Nobody forced her to manipulate the situation. So she is not a victim in my eyes. She's a money hungry female, and that's normal these days. That's nothing new. But Honeycomb, you know, so many careers are probably at stake with the information that she knows and the information that would have to be put into the public eye about these parties, about these freak offs. Oh, she said they were having freak offs. Cassie said this in the paperwork. He called it a freak off. And it got to the point where she said that he was addicted to the freak offs. He didn't want it any other way. Diddy wanted another man and he had multiple upon multiple upon multiple different men smashing Cassie so he could watch and he could, you know, handle his business watching. Think about that. We all know Cassie as the R&B singer, you know, the model, this beautiful woman, and you know, she was basically a porn star. She was basically, yeah, life-changing stories, my G. A lot of people would have been exposed if he was not able to settle with Cassie. So a lot of people think that it was 30 million. And I'm gonna say this allegedly, in just my perspective and what I think, it was well over 30 million. They back Puffy, they back old Honeycomb into a corner. They put those allegations out there. They put the narrative out there. They painted Honeycomb as a monster. And when he reached out, when his lawyers reached out to Cassie and said, listen, we willing to, what do we need to do? I'm sure that it turned probably from 30 to 50. I'm sure that her lawyers said, let's get him for 45, 50 million. He's willing to, he's ready to fold. He's ready to pay out. That little $30 million, let's get him for 15 more. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, my G. But over here at Grown Man Business TV, for all the new subscribers, for all the new investors, this is what you come here for. When you see the notifications and you know that I'm live, this is what you come here for. We're not gonna do a bunch of extra. It's not a bunch of this, it's not a bunch of that. This is what you come here for. I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. Yeah, he folded like a lawn chair. He folded like a fresh quesadilla. I ain't gonna fold it. I ain't gonna fold it so fast. That boy we're gonna listen. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Diddy is not. He's not dumb. Honeycomb is not. He's not dumb. And the higher ups and the elites are playing chess at the highest level at all times. And when you are a puppet and you have been groomed by the higher ups and the elites, you learn to play chess 10 steps ahead at all times. And that's what old Honeycomb did. He was playing chess with Cassie, and then he looked 10 steps ahead and he understood the checkmate is coming. You know what? There's no way around this. There's no way around this. Diddy's worth $1 billion, but even billionaires don't want to have to throw out 30 to 40 to 50 million. They don't want to have to pay you that. They'll do anything. They'll pay the lawyers to eat the case before they give you that money. And for some reason, and for the obvious reasons, Diddy played chess. He looked 10 steps ahead and said, I can't win this battle. It's over. Checkmate. I've been getting a lot of people in the DMs wanting me to go back in on Lil Baby and wanting me to really go back in on the whole four pockets full situation. And it's funny to me. So maybe I might just do that, man. But, you know, Little Baby is, we all saw it with our own eyes, man. I don't have, it's really not much more I can say, but he took four pockets full. I understand fully why your record label's called Four Pockets Full, because them white boys was shoving, yeah, they were shoving that eggplant in your pockets, and you was smiling real big, and you was enjoying the feeling, and you was enjoying the activities. At that same party, they had men walking around with pants and their ass cut out, you know, the like chaps. They had like cowboy chaps with their whole ass hanging out. And they you know, these were pictures that came up as well. And these guys were walking around serving drinks with their ass out. Like, you got to, yo, you got to really understand. You got to really be able to you know, to bring it down a little bit. Look past the jewelry, look past the money, look past all the smoke and mirrors, and look at these guys. Look at them, man. That party, that same party that Lil Baby had four pockets full of cock, they had grown men walking around with their ass out serving drinks. And for some reason, these dudes spent the night and they stayed at that party. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if they had Lil Baby sucking on a pacifier. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Lil Baby go to these parties and after they get drunk and high and inebriated and it's 2, 3 in the morning, and you know, these higher ups and these billionaires say, Lil Baby, we like your name and we love your music, but we want you sucking on a pacifier. Ain't that what Lil Babies do, Lil Baby? Lil Baby, ain't that what Lil Babies do? Suck on pacifiers? I believe Lil Baby, has sucked on pacifiers. The music is subpar. The lyricism is subpar. It's no reason. I don't understand. You know, your music is not what's getting you these millions and millions and millions. Sucking on that pacifier. Because little babies suck on pacifiers. I wouldn't be shocked if Lil Baby put a diaper on and sucked on a pacifier. Just is what it is. It'll be what it's gonna be. Diddy, you lost that one. But Cassie, you lost that one too. You was getting donkey fucked. Like they said Diddy was having these dudes donkey plugging Cassie. She was getting donkey plugged. I'm talking real life Pornhub, real life stand on both feet, donkey plugging her. Diddy is a savage. Diddy is a madman. Diddy done got all this money. You get all this fame and fortune after you sell your soul, after you bow down to the higher ups and the elites and you walk through that door, you get access to all your temptations. They make anything that you can fathom, they make it possible. And then they checkmate you, put you in submission. And now when you want to go and you want to be an owner of this out, now we going to put you in check. Diddy is in a checkmate position right now. The higher ups and the elites got him by the balls, and now you got Cassie's is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Wicked. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. So listen, man, big salute to everybody that's tuned into the channel. Big salute to everybody that's locked in. You know, we growing organically, and I like to throw that out there. I like to reiterate that to the people that's tuned in, because you know, it's people that say, man, Grown Man Bennett, you should have over 100,000 subscribers. But when you're doing it organically, it take longer. You know, when you grow the fruit organically, it take longer. When you pump the fruit with steroids and you pump it with chemicals and you spray pesticides all over the fruit, that's how you get that. You get all that big fruit in 30 days. But when you grow it organically, it take longer. But not only do it take longer, it costs more. You know, when you go to them stores and you want to get that organic fruit, that organic vegetable, that organic whatever, it costs 5 times more. So we growing this channel organically. No preservatives, no extras, no BS. No steroids, nothing. From the mud, that's what we come, that's how we bringing it. Organically, and it's constant elevation. To all my new subscribers, to all my new investors, you know, this is constant elevation. You might get to a situation where, you know, you took 5 steps forward to take 3 steps back. But don't worry about the fall down. Don't worry about the fail. Don't worry about not getting where you want to go in a time that you thought you were supposed to get there. As long as there is constant elevation. You get to a speed bump, slow down. We all know when you get to a speed bump, you got to slow down. Slow down a little bit. Go over the speed bump and then speed back up. So it's constant elevation. We not stopping. The channel's only growing. The family's only growing. The integrity, the morals, the principle is only growing. There is no stopping a grown man that stands on grown man business. That's why I named the channel Grown Man Business TV. That's why I bring the content that I bring, because it don't matter how much money you got. It don't matter how much success, how much fame and fortune. If you ain't got the grown man business aspect, you're going to be a bunny hopping Meek Mills. You're going to be a little baby with 4 pockets full. You might have 50 million, 100 million, but you got 4 pockets full of cock. You might be worth $1 billionaire, but we're going to find out about all the parties that you had, like old Honeycomb. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. We're well over an hour of power. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV, right? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the bricks into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottle. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no preservatives, no extras. We not sugarcoat nothing, and we not dressing nothing up. We giving it to you straight raw. Honeycomb, we giving it to you straight raw. Like that raw honey you buy out the store, we giving it to you straight raw, Honeycomb. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But the higher ups and the elites, they're going to do what they do. And you're going to come here, you're going to come to me for the exposure. I'm going to expose the higher ups and the elites any and every time I get a chance to. Because they're working against our community. They're working against the free mind. They're working against free will. They're compromising. They're paying out. They're cashing out. Nah, I'm going to say what I want and do what I want. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to everybody in the chat. Be sure to like and subscribe. You know, all that good stuff. Make sure you do that. And we're going to tap in. It's early right now. I got some business to handle. But a little later tonight, I'm going to double back, and we're going to tap in. So be looking out for the notifications. Be looking out for the live stream. Is what it is, and it'll be what's going to be, man. Gang.